I know there's a lot of us here that suffer from extreme menstrual cramps around and during our period, and there is absolutely nothing worse than that pain. Thankfully, there are a few things you can do to relieve the pain of menstrual cramps, and today I'm going to talk about 5 yoga poses that will help you when you're dealing with that awful menstrual cramp pain. In an effort to not completely botch explaining the poses to you, I'm going to read the definition of the poses for you, and then there'll be a little slide to follow that demonstrates exactly what the pose looks like. So the very first pose we're going to go over is the wind relieving pose. For this pose, you're going to start by laying on your back. Next, lift your legs straight, then bend your knees and tuck your thighs into your stomach as demonstrated in the picture that's to come. Finally, wrap your arms around your legs and tuck your chin into your chest. The wind relieving pose looks just like this. Next is the Ragdoll Pose. This is a pose that I do all the time. I notice that it helps with my period cramps. It also helps to stretch the back of my legs and my lower back, which also tend to get sore around my period. So for the Ragdoll Pose, you're going to start out with your feet hip width apart. Bend forward gently as far as you can. You can place your arms behind your calves as seen in the photo on the next slide, or cross your arms holding each elbow gently with the opposite hand. For maximum impact, very gently sway from side to side. Make sure you stay in these poses for at least 30 seconds to get the full benefit of the stretch. The Ragdoll pose looks just like this. This next pose is called the half pigeon pose. I love this pose because it really opens up and stretches out your hips. It also increases blood flow to the reproductive system, so it naturally helps eliminate period pain. To do the half pigeon pose, you're going to place your left knee on the mat. Next, stretch your right leg straight behind you. As seen in the illustration, bend your left leg slightly toward the left, bringing your shin to face the front of your mat. Place your hands on the mat next to your hips, making sure your hips are squared. Then gently lower your body over your left leg, with arms out in front of you. Repeat this on the other side as well. Whenever I do this pose, I like to sit in it for a while to really open up those hips. It feels so good. I don't think as women we realize that we hold a lot of tension and stress in our hips, and so it helps to relieve that, especially when you're on your period. And the half pigeon pose looks like this. If you've ever practiced yoga, this next pose is going to be really familiar for you, and that's child's pose. This feels so good on the lower back. Again, some women experience menstrual pain in the front and other women experience pain in their lower back. So if you have a lot of lower back pain, this pose is perfect for you. To do child's pose, it's very simple. You're going to place both knees on the mat and slowly bend until your torso rests on your bent knees. Allow your body to relax and stretch your arms out, resting on the mat in front of you. Next, just breathe and allow your mind to be calm. It also helps to do this pose if you're suffering from anxiety or stress. It helps to just relax and chill out and give your mind a break in this pose. Child's pose looks like this. And last but not least, we have the bow pose. This pose is really great to stretch your lower back, and it also can relieve bloating. To do the bow pose, you're going to begin this pose by lying flat on your stomach. Next, bend your knees and bring your heels as far up as you can go and reach back to grasp your ankles with both hands. Lift your feet, head, chest, and as much as your torso as you can up from the mat and into the air. You can hold this pose for 30 seconds or less and then gently release, and feel free to do this as many times as you'd like. The bow pose looks just like this. We really hope these yoga poses help to relieve the menstrual pain that we all experience. If there's a particular pose that worked the best for you, please tell us in the comments, and if you have any other stretches that you feel are super helpful, please share them with us so we can spread the word.